Hello everyone. It's been 4 years that I've taken my GRE exam, and I would like to congratulate all of you guys on stumbling upon this video. Maybe this video be the best YouTube video that you would find regarding GRE exam. This is a bunch of general advice. Like I have 5 points that I think I should share with all of you guys because I think I didn't find this much um, insightful comments during my days. I know there was no ChatGPT during my day. If there was a ChatGPT, I would have been much. It would have been much easier, but now it's ChatGPT, and I think the format has changed a little bit. You can get good score in that. Um, the first thing that you should know about GRE is that GRE is not a measure of how good you are at English. It's just a test. You just have to know the rules, the questions, the patterns to get good at English, to get it good at it. But in the same time, it's not. It's also a measure uh, of uh, of on certain level how much good you are at English, like how much good you are at recognizing patterns, using the same, how much depth you have on the flow of the sentences, on vocabularies. So I'm gonna start with my journey of GRE, and then I'm gonna go give you 5 points. I hope it would be insightful. Otherwise, I would have started from 5 points, but before saying these 5 points, I think it's better to get a to have some credibility during from my tips. As you can see, I'm not good at English since even though I've been living in the US for 3 years, I haven't practiced English that much. So it take off takes off the that my advice on that GRE is not uh, it's not a test that that measures your proficiency in English. I started reading vocabulary at first. I started reading vocabulary for 3 years. The reason for my reading GRE vocabulary for 3 years was that I was very bad at English. I didn't know even a single like good sentences. I didn't focus on English because I thought I wouldn't use English throughout my whole life. I mostly focused on math and science throughout my whole life, throughout my school, high school, and undergrad. But then I realized that English is much more needed than I expected. So to overcompensate my ignorance on English, I try reading vocabulary. But you can memorize vocabulary in like 1 or 2 months. It's not a big deal. Just read the things that are necessary. You don't go above and beyond just to read to know every vocabulary word. Even though I read all the vocabularies, I don't know most of the vocabularies. I just know what they will be, like what their connotations are, how they, if they appear in some of the sentences, I know what they will mean roughly, but not exactly. My official GRE exam was the hardest exam that I ever took. Ever took. It was harder than any practice tests of GRE. So I'm gonna encourage you to like practice hard questions, like read similar type of questions. I'm gonna the easiest one was SE like sentence. I think it's sentence equivalent. It's pretty much similar to other tests. Other tests. It was easy. Just had to know some of the vocabulary, common vocabulary, and you'll be good at it. I was good at it on that exam. The second easiest was the short RCs, where you have to do analytical thinking. It was also similar to other practice tests, so I was doing better. The third one was RC. RC was tough. The reading comprehension was tough, but the questions and the options provided were much easier. So I also didn't spend much time on it. And the most time I spent was on like text completion, and especially the where there were like three blank was I was so confused on it. Even the one blank and two blanks were much harder. um, After that, after finishing exam, I got 162 on vocab and 168 on quant. I'm not gonna give you advice on quants because you can, if you are like doing engineering and other things, you will be good at quant. You can practice quant. I didn't practice quant that much because I was an engineering student and I was naturally good at it. The first advice that I'm gonna give you like is read or practice as much vocabulary as you can at first. Start with the simple sentence like this starts with simple words, the words that changes the flow of the sentence, like meanwhile, although. You can Google, you can chat GPT it, and you'll get a bunch of words, and just know how, what each word means in your native language and how it changes the flow of the sentence. Like, is it gonna make the sentence positive or is it gonna make the sentence negative? You have to understand the flow, and you will be good to go. Maybe give 1 or 2 days for it, and then start with common GRE words like a bit, um, myriad, that kind of words that's much simpler to understand. Understand root words like words starting from like in, like invincible, immaculate, indispensable, um, benign, benevolent, that kind of word. I think if you search root words, then uh, you'll get bunch of sentences. So try that too. You'll get they are much easier to understand, memorize. So you'll memorize words. Then hop on to like much difficult words, and also this some of the similar but confusing words. As an example, like lipid, lucid, livid, lurid. Understand how they are different from each other. Then you will get a much clearer concept. You can use ChatGPT for it. There will be some list words, you can use it, but in my understanding, you would understand the difference between these kind of words to be much better at English. Um, these are my advice on reading vocabulary. The second one is read as fast as you can. So when you are doing RCs, you don't have to get stuck on details. My main weak point was that I used to get stuck on some of the words, and I used to read again and again and again and try to understand that sentence. It was so cumbersome that I, at one point of time, I regretted doing GRE. The one advice that I would like to give to all the beginners that are starting GRE is like read as fast as you can. Like the one tip that was useful, like point a finger and just read, like do this and just read fast. Like how fast your finger can move, you read that fast, like this. That way, also read newspapers, which are much simpler than the GRE passages. That way you will get the gist of the passage, like what the passage is trying to say. And most of the GRE is more focused. GRE passage is focused on the gist, not the details. So you'll solve most of the questions by getting the gist, and after that go for details. Like read gist first, and then if you get the flow, like what this passage is trying to say, you'll get good marks. Also, the most of the passages are related to history, American history mostly, or culture of slaves, like cottons, how they are married, like everything related to slaves. It's interesting to learn. Also like the origin of music, arts, science. They're fascinating to learn. So read as fast as you can, and then I think I'll do good. You'll do good. The third tip is practice short reading comprehensive from Manhattan book. I found the Manhattan book to be most accurate for short comprehensive reading, but not for others. Not for other things. Like while you were reading the sentence, make a bias like this. Make a bias like what could be the reason for the gap or the misunderstanding. Why the first sentence and second sentence don't, the question that was asked in the sentence didn't align. Just think logically, like if everybody goes to buffet and everybody is sick the next day, then that like then the problem would be the buffet food wasn't good, like that kind of logical thing. And you'll be, and if you have any bias, and if you while you read, you'll probably find that in the option, and you'll just take that and just move ahead. That's the easiest way you can do. Don't get stuck on the options, just think what could be the reason, and you'll be good with that. And the fourth one is watch YouTube videos from Greg Matt. Especially the bubble ones, they are great. Watch every video that he has. Most of the videos, not every videos. And he just teaches you the flow of the sentences, how to write the passages, how to write the essays, and that was helpful. How to deal with the text completion, and they were good. And for quant, I think there are other YouTubers that go into much detail, like they cover each topic, each kind of questions, from like statistics, percentage, pie charts, everything. And after doing that, you'll also be good. Practice much quant questions. They will be hard, but I don't know how hard they will be because I finished them like pretty quickly. My fifth and the last advice is practice from KMF's GRE website. This is a website, Chinese website. I practiced a lot. Like I practiced everything twice, like sentence equivalent, RC, not RC but test completions. I did it twice. Like there are like a lot of questions you can practice, and they're pretty much similar to GRE levels. You'll be shocked at how much similar they will be when you come across the questions in your actual GRE test. For RCs, I think they are good for RCs too. I didn't practice RCs, but I wished I would have practiced more from RCs because the passages were like pretty much standard. And that's all the advice that I had for now. Wish you on this GRE exam. It's gonna be difficult 2 or 3 months just to memorize vocabulary, but once you pass that hurdle of learning vocabulary, you will be much better. Like you will have a high percentile. And reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll make probably other YouTube videos related to GRE if you have any questions, but I think that's all you need for now. Bye.